We are very, very excited about our final cruise this hour from Seabourn. We've not featured Seabourn for, I think it's nearly 2 years. And the reason being, they are a premium 6-star cruise company. They win numerous awards for their small 6-star ships. And I say small, they're more intimate, they have less passengers, and they are outstanding. But normally the prices are out of our price range. You know, quite often £3,000, £4,000, £5,000. We had to feature this tonight. It's under £2,000. And please, please, now I want you to watch the next part of the show, but all we need you to do is to speak to one of our cruise consultants to talk you through, because it is outstanding what you're about to see. So here's a taste of what we all dream of, 6-star luxury. Yeah,
and to call themselves 6-star, you know, it's like, well, what takes you from 5-star to 6-star? Well, but there is so much. Now, one of the main things to talk about is actually the size of the suites. And I mean, you know, all the cruise liners now, you'd be amazed if you've never been on a cruise before, you know, the staterooms are wonderful size. But on the Seabourn, wowee, you've got 225 ocean view suites, which are 295 to 1,682 square feet. And 90% of them have got private verandas, so huge. The grand suites have got 1,682 square feet of private living space. They are huge. They're like, you know, flats. They're absolutely massive.
And there's so much space per passenger on board in general, isn't there?
Yeah, there really is. And you've got, you know, the ratio of staff to guest is 1-to-1. And you've got gourmet restaurants as well. You know, everything's served on amazing china and crystal. It's very elegant in the evenings. The food is fabulous. You've got one of the restaurants is an avant-garde restaurant, which is about taste sensation. So you get like these tasting menus where the chef does these little individual tasting portions, and you just try food that you've never had before. But you've got so much more than that, and included in this deal you've got free massages. I mean, that's my idea of heaven on earth.
When you actually break down the price and say you've got open bars throughout the ship, all of the specialty restaurants are included, all of these added extras, the price tag is incredible. And the space that you'll have per passenger, and it's about 1-to-1 ratio between staff and passengers as well. So
amazing.
You are going to be so looked after on this one.
I know.
But a beautiful itinerary, of course, as well.
Well, it is, and along with the ship being really luxurious, we are off to the playground of the rich and famous, really, because we're flying to Nice in the south of France, and then we're transferring just a short way to Monaco, which, if you've never been, it's so cool. You feel like a movie star just by being there. I
loved it there.
Yeah, I absolutely love it.
We're actually giving you 2 nights, a fantastic hotel stay there, 2 nights included.
Yes, absolutely, and it's wonderful. So you've got Monte Carlo, basically. It's also glamorous, isn't it? So, of course, very iconic, the Monte Carlo Casino. Go and have a look at that. I remember going in, and just in the kind of the bit at the beginning, they sell all these jewels and everything, diamonds, and you're just gazing at it going, where am I? It really is the playground of the rich and famous.
Well, that gives you a kind of a little taster of the beautiful cruise that's to come. So 2 days there, say in a hand-picked hotel, then we embark this stunning 6-star ship.
Yes, absolutely.
I love that we embark. I've already planned and booked it in my head.
Yeah, we go. Yeah, we are. We're then on the ship for our cruise, and yes, and we're going to stop off in Portoferraio, which is in Livorno in Italy.
And again, we can go to these smaller, more intimate ports as well, can't we?
Yes, that's right, because the ship is that bit smaller than some of them. It can go into ports you might not have been to before.
I think she's about 32,000 tonnes, isn't she, off the top of my head?
Yes, that sounds about right. Now, as you leave your ship, when you get off the port here, this is like the central business district, but as you round the bottom, you've got the marina with the yachts and the very upscale shops. Honestly, you can, in these kind of places, you can just do people watching and also look at the beautiful yachts as well. Some of them, I just love that, walking around the port and just daydreaming, pretending they're mine, you know, that kind of thing. And it's a very, it's quite hilly Portoferraio, but very walkable as well.
You are going to have to force yourself to get off that 6-star luxury ship, though. It will be worth it, won't it?
Yeah, we're going to some great places, and then we're going to Corsica. Now, the port is called Propriano, and then you can either go and visit some little villages, like, for instance, Sartène, which is very typically Corsican, if you want to get a real idea of like rustic Corsica. But you can also go to the Col de Bevella, which is a beautiful part in the mountains. If you wanted to rent a car, you could do both places in one day easily. Then we're off to Marseille as well, the old port. Now, Marseille, again, dotted with boats of all shapes and sizes. You've got your little fishing boats and you've got your yachts as well. And it's a really sprawling city that you can just wander around. Galleries, museums, churches. But if you just want to have a pizza or a fish stew, which is the kind of the thing to have here, great food, and some sights to see as well. And then, I mean, I could go on. There's loads of little villages you could go and visit as well. But then we're off to Spain, to Palamos. And if you're a real soccer fan, actually, I know the World Cup's finished now, but you could visit the new Estadi, which is an incredible big stadium. But if you've had enough of the football, then you could just go swimming and sunbathing. Now, what it's famous for here, Sean, do you like prawns?
Love them.
So do I. Now, this place is so famous for the prawns and the restaurants along here. There's one called La Gamba, which is a really quaint little place, and literally the fish will be on your plate. It'll be out of the sea for about an hour. You've got to try the prawns while you're here. Amazing. And then we're on to Palma in Mallorca, which we touched on earlier. Yes, we've talked about Palma, so hopefully you were watching for that. And then we're off to Valencia in Spain. Now, loads to do. One of the biggest attractions at the moment in Valencia for tourists is this thing called the X-Door. This is really quite quirky, but it's so popular at the moment. It's the first live escape game. So basically you go along and it's a game. You go into this place and they lock you in. You've got a countdown and you've got 60 minutes to solve a puzzle and get out. It's really popular and it's a really popular thing with tourists to do. A lot of fun. If that doesn't float your boat, little cruising pun there, you could go to the Valencia Cathedral. Again, there's beaches and sights, everything. And then we're off to Barcelona as well, which if you've never been is one of the most beautiful places.
Now, that was only a little teaser, a little taste of this cruise. What we need you to do tonight is just to give us a call. Our cruise consultants will talk you through. It's such a rare experience to get on board this stunning ship, 6-star opulent luxury.
Yeah, and in your suite, your bar and your refrigerator is going to be stocked with what you want to have.
Preferences.
Your preferences. So if you like white wine, that's what will be in there. Complimentary fine wines at lunch and dinner as well. I mean, so that, if you were paying for that, that would add up to quite a lot as well. Fine wines. And gratuities aren't expected at all or required. So the value is incredible.
Well, that gives you a little taste there. As Gemma said, the in-suite bar, the refrigerator stocked to your preferences. Just a final reminder here of what makes this so special. We've never seen things like this before on the show, have we?
No, we haven't. I mean, look at that list. And, you know, if you were going to have a massage, usually, what are they going to cost for half an hour? $40, $50? They've got complimentary massages, and the list just is endless.
And don't forget, whichever cruise or holiday you're booking through us, everything is fully protected as well. And excursion-wise, you can also book those directly through Planet Cruise as well.